this is going to be a very impromptu, messy 2 a.m. vent session. Very quickly, yes, it's been a while since I posted a video. No, it's not because I've just been lazy. And no, I'm not going to bore you guys with details. Things happen off camera. People get frustrated. I didn't want to just go back into making meaningless videos and just act like the world is just all fine and dandy when the world is literally in shambles. You probably already know about the George Floyd situation of the protests and the Black Lives Matter movement hitting an all-time high. The Black Lives Matter movement originated, I'm pretty sure, back in 2013. It actually became an official movement with the name back in 2013, I think. I could be wrong about that. 2013 was kind of peak social media. Social media wasn't really at its peak yet. I'm pretty sure people were still watching Disney Channel. In the past, it's been a hashtag that people kind of just forget about. In 4 or 5 days, they say their grievances and they kind of just move on. This is around the 2012, 2013 time when literally every other day in the news there was a shooting that happened. It's easy to see, obviously, in shows too, how there's always somebody that gets shot and killed and then the rest of the characters kind of just move on with their lives. We're used to seeing and hearing about these stories that a lot of people were numb to the idea. People knew about racism, very brief and very insignificant part compared to the whole gist of it. We are used to seeing racially charged hate crimes. We're not used to people being suffocated to death and losing the oxygen in their brain. This video inflicted a lot of emotion, a lot of outrage, a lot of just disgusting and disappointment that this is 2020. He didn't break a law. He wasn't resisting. He even agreed that he would get back in the car. The police officer who choked him was fully aware of what he was doing. He kind of just did it really effortlessly, like it was just like a walk in the park for him. No emotion on his face, just looking up at the camera. And I would hate to think that if I was a police officer, that I would just let something like this happen with me having the power to do something. I would hate that I would think that that was just a normal thing that you're supposed to do. But when you're sitting through a 10-minute video of somebody suffocating to death and pleading for some water and not being able to breathe, that was horrible to see. And I feel like that was kind of the last straw at this point. You don't have to be breaking the law. The only requirement is for you to be black and boom, you're shot. Breonna Taylor was sitting in her home doing nothing, minding her own business. She was literally in her own home and they slaughtered her, and the investigation just gets dropped like it was nothing. And some things slip by, and that's why people are able to get away with it, because in the past people have kind of just treated it as just another bandwagon, just another hashtag. This has been a reality. Like Will Smith said, racism isn't new, it's just filmed. Obviously there's been thousands of protests, and this has actually been the biggest civil rights movement ever. I'm actually getting to that in a second. It started in 2013 by just 3 women, could expand it into the biggest civil rights movement in history. A lot of people have been doing their part in different ways, whether it's using their platforms to repost things, to share their own experiences, to leave petition links. I've even seen people donating. I personally did at the beginning, I posted a lot, but since I don't really have that big of a platform, I thought I could be more useful not posting the same things that people have been posting if only 2 people are going to see it. And I kind of started donating more, signing more petitions, and I do intend on signing every single petition. For people that don't have money, there's been videos of donating for free and their music playing and they're kind of loaded with ads, and so I've been watching a lot of those videos. I really don't appreciate people just posting another iron pumping weightlifting pic or another cute like beach lifestyle pic or whatever on, oh that was ugly, basking in your privilege and just acting like the world isn't in shambles, completely just saying one post to avoid backlash and then just kind of just disregarding it. And another thing I don't really appreciate is using the situation as damage control. I saw one statement from one disgraced individual that we're not going to name. You could tell this person was posting about it to avoid backlash and really didn't care, parading around the issue, saying things. People are definitely going to be using this as a trend. They used a deadly pandemic to get views. Of course, they're going to do it with Black Lives Matter, and that is really disgusting. When people are dying and you're posting a picture of you, this is okay. Another thing I want to talk about. So there have been a lot of celebrities who have been self-proclaimed activists, celebrities with a lot of power and a lot of money and a lot of influence, posting these paragraph-long Instagram posts, not a single petition link, not a single donation that's proportional to your income, saying you're a self-proclaimed activist just for good PR, basically. Ever since even quarantine started, a lot of people have been showing that they are very greedy. I deleted the Instagram app. The amount of times I've had to correct people in Instagram comments, correct people in Reddit comments, it's unbelievable. People, again, are trying to marginalize the issue. People saying blue lives matter, people saying all lives matter, people saying blue thin line, and all that crusty dusty bullcrap that people have been saying. Somebody who talks to someone about it, and the first thing they mention is, not all police are bad, not all protesting should be this violent. That's somebody who has been harboring implicit biases. They have been showing a lot, and I already don't really follow a lot of people on social media. I'm not really like a social media mogul, but the amount of people I have tried to correct in Instagram comments about race, about marginalizing the issue, about basking in their privilege, about being problematic, and just trying to be a victim. The country is in shambles, and we have a president who already tweeted his way into the White House that's hiding in a bunker right now. Let's just think about that for a second. I'm not eligible to vote, obviously, but if you guys vote him in, and I've been seeing a lot of police and local authorities kneeling. Clearly, if you see police officers and local authorities kneeling, that is clearly just for a good photo op or some good PR. It's kind of part of the thin blue line, not all cops are bad kind of stuff that people have been spewing. They're there to stop the protesting. So when you see a police officer kneeling, it's clearly propaganda to get people to not hate all cops and basically, once again, to subvert the issue. I'm just making up words here. I wanted to address Derek Chauvin because for you to just take somebody's life, to suffocate them like it was nothing. One half of me just thinks he deserves to rot in hell because he's a piece of garbage. And then the other half of me just doesn't really say it. I'm not even gonna say I'm gonna pray for him or anything, because honestly, I feel like we're kind of done being nice and self-righteous, because George Floyd, he was a frontline worker, and he even had the coronavirus. He was just getting over it, and his daughter, she was offered a full ride scholarship, which made me really happy to see, and I really hope she gets to tell people about her story one day. That's what we need to be talking about. Instead of talking about the police officers who can just kind of just take our lives, instead of trying to defend them, we should be focused on the people that are dying and the people that have lost their lives. I don't see this going on for much longer. 18 countries, the whole world, people are getting fired from their jobs. People are doing major damage control. People are boycotting Starbucks. That's just kind of the end for my little vent session. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys super soon in my next video.
Ebony, chocolate, or cafe au lait. Our skin is gorgeous no matter what they say. So block out the noise, hear the voice of God who made us well as he whispers to you. Let it break through and know your black is beautiful.